Trader here. Today, June 8th, I would like to review SPY, GameStop, AMC, Amazon, Tesla, Bitcoin volume profile levels for daily, weekly, and monthly volume profile levels with you, so you can use them going into Wednesday, the June 9th. So without any further delay, let's get started. Here we are looking at 15-minute 180 days chart, and we don't have any volume profile, so let's go ahead and select the daily volume profile. So SPY actually started with, if you look at it, SPY actually started around the previous day high, which was 428, 321, and today's volume profile levels were 422.28, high value area, and the low value area were 421.22. The POC was 421.57. So it kind of chopped around between the high value area and kind of tried getting out of the low value area and came right back up. So you could have basically traded from low value area to the high value area. Let's look at the weekly to see if that's going to provide us more insight into it. So it's pretty much trading on the high value area of the weekly. It kind of bounced back from this level, which is the 420 level and 420.50 level, and then kind of went right outside of the weekly value area. Anytime when stock or SPY or ETF is outside of the value area, you want to make sure this is when you want to be bullish, buying calls, buying the stocks, and going long. Most traders, they just trade in between the value areas, which is the high and low, and that's why most of the trader kind of lose money, because it's just chopping around and it's not really volatile or going anywhere. So try and get your entry right. If you want to be long, you want to make sure that either you are long when it's in the low value area and going towards the high value area, or you want to be long after it actually breaks above the high value area. This is kind of how the option volatility or gamma squeeze work, because this is where market makers are selling you options, and this is when it actually starts making money. If we were to end at POC on a weekly, by Friday, if the SPY is at 419.70 or around that, that's when most of the 70 to 90% people who bought options, either put or call, would lose money. And that's how the markets are designed. So you want to make sure your entries are perfect. Let's get going with also look at the monthly volume profile level. So here we are with the monthly. It basically the monthly volume profile is supporting the higher range, which is kind of like this is where it kind of bounced from. So this is your support area, and that's where you should have went long if you wanted to go long. So that's those are the levels. If it comes down and retest 421, let's say 421, you want to see if it bounces back and go along with it. If it kind of breaks down, this is your stop loss, which is kind of $1. Then you want to make sure that you either watch for this level or it's going down. It has a more downside to it. So that's about the SPY. Let's move on to GME, and let me get that chart going. So GME, let's look at the daily volume profile first, and all we did today was a big move upside. So we gapped up, above the previous day volume high volume area, which is pretty good, pretty solid bullish sign, and we went all the way to 344. We came right back, retested it, we got the support from here, and then we have been chopping ever since. And then we are almost we ended the day right above the point of control. Pretty bullish. We want to see if it's gonna break the 327 level. If it does, that's gonna get even more bullish, because everyone who sold the calls and puts, so market maker or whoever sold the calls and puts between this area will start hurting after 327, and then everyone who bought the calls will actually start getting paid. Same thing applies if it actually goes down below the 278 level, breaks this line, everyone who bought the puts will start getting paid, and uh, everyone who sold the puts will actually be hurting. It didn't really do much with the weekly, but let's just go ahead and look at it anyways. So it's already trading above the weekly, which is pretty good, bullish. And then monthly is way below because it kind of moved up. So let's look at it anyways, the areas. So we have 136 and 232 way above, so that's kind of going good. Earnings tomorrow, so watch out if you're trading. Be careful, be aware. Let's move on to AMC. We start with the daily volume profile levels, and we pretty much traded in between the areas of volume profile for the daily. This is what I was mentioning or suggesting during the SPY, that it's not breaking the low value area, not going up, no point on buying calls or put right now. Just let it do its own thing, and as soon as it breaks either the lower volume area or the higher volume area, that's when you really want to get involved and either pick the side and get going. Let's look at the weekly range as well. So weekly range, we have pretty much it traded on the higher value area of the weekly range, and that's considered pretty bullish sign. If it breaks out from here, watch out, it can go much higher, as it could generate a gamma squeeze and keep going on the up. Also look at the monthly. We have the monthly range is kind of out of range right now, so it's kind of the 8 to 25. I hope it doesn't come back and retest that, but if it does, you have the levels. Let's move on to Amazon. Amazon was a really good trade. This is the one I took today. It gapped up from low weekly volume area and went right above. I retested it, and on a retest I got in, and then kind of right the whole the move. Let's go ahead and look at the monthly as well, because I was also watching the monthly as well at the same time. So pretty much it was trying to get back into the monthly range, kind of gapped up the monthly POC, and then it kind of retested and hung around 3250, and then kind of moved up to the higher. It might go retest tomorrow again 3250, and then keep going higher. I think you want to watch out for is this level, 3300 and 3315 level. If it breaks this level, the higher range, I think it has a much more upside, but if it doesn't, then it might come down and hang around the POC, or even go back to the low value area. Let's look at the Tesla. Tesla kind of gapped up today and didn't really hold it, but let's look at the levels. So it kind of still bullish because it gapped up, came down, retested that 596, the value area high from previous day, and kind of got the support from there and has been hanging up there. Let's look at the weekly as well. So in a weekly profile, if you look at it, the same thing kind of hang with the POC line. If you were short, this is when you get out, because the POC point of control buyers are coming in and actually supporting this move, and you don't want to be holding the puts or your shorts, because this is when it got the support and you kind of bounce it. Monthly range, it's kind of in between the monthly range, so it might not make a bigger move. It might just chop around here. Your monthly range is like 553 till 626. If it would have broken the 626, it has a much more chance to go higher, as everyone who has sold the calls will have to then buy the stocks to actually cover their positions, or so they stop losing money, aka also known as a gamma squeeze. But it didn't do really any of that. It just came right back down. We might see 586, or we might see it will chop around here. So be careful where your areas are. Don't get chopped out and lose money or premium if you're buying options. All right, let's look at the Bitcoin. That's kind of the trending market. So I have the Bitcoin futures here in Thinkorswim. Look at the daily. So it is actually climbing above the daily, and that's pretty bullish sign. It might go a little bit up and kind of hit this volume profile area, or it might come down and retest the lows. This is kind of like the low value area is where it actually got tested. Let's look at the weekly to see bigger picture. This is, if you are doing the futures, this is where you should have shorted it and kind of let it go down and cover it at 3,000 levels or whatnot, and this is kind of working out the levels are working out really good. So you can see it has been rejected from the weekly point of control, and then kind of broke the low value area, which is kind of really bearish sign, and it's going down. Let's look at the monthly as well. So here we have the monthly range. It's kind of trending in the low value areas of monthly trend. I would say if it doesn't break this level, which is the 28 level or the 30K level, it might bounce back. It could retest the point of control, or it even go higher to high value area, which is pretty normal. That's how the stocks are going, or any equity or coins or crypto. That's how they are trading. They are going one destination to another, which is kind of low value area to point of control to higher, and then coming down to point of control, and then making their moves, and kind of going with the flow. So that's really what I wanted to cover today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, please subscribe and like. If you wanted to see any of the other stocks or coins, just let me know. Put it in a comment, and I'll be able to put the levels or screenshots with it, and let you know what the weekly, daily, and monthly value areas are. If you have any questions, comments, if you like this video, please subscribe. I hope you have a good trading day tomorrow, and hope you make a lot of money.